made it home, I dug her out, then I made her one of my aces. Marijuana fragrance, this tree here is outrageous. Want me to play in your city? Send an email to my agent.
Yo, what's going down, everybody? It is Straight Outta Boston here, aka the King of Boston, and today we're back for episode 31 of the Utah Jazz Association on NBA 2K13. And today we're going to be going up against the San Antonio Spurs in the debut of our new team for Season 4, featuring Steph Curry, Iguodala, Paul George, Derek Favors, and Roy Hibbert. In case you missed the last video, which was the offseason video, you'll probably be seeing a lot of the new guys on this team. This Spurs team is still pretty good. They have completely gone away from the big three, I believe. Although they might, they got rid of Tony Parker, I think, last year, so they've completely gone away from their old big three, but they've really retooled well. They have Al Jefferson, who we traded to them, Nerlens Noel, Kyle Lowry, and Trevor Lyles and Ricky Ledoux, who I think are some like rookies or second-year guys. Anyway, it's a pretty good team, and we're going to be challenged today. And I think Popovich is still there, so anytime Popovich is coaching, it's going to be a tough one. So anyway, I'm going to take some time to kind of explain the offseason moves that I made, because a lot of people were like really riled up that you gave up too much for Iguodala, you gave up too much for Hibbert, McLemore's younger than Iguodala, he's almost already better, and blah 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 blah. And it's hard for me to explain those moves through the comment section, so I think I'll take some time in this video to kind of explain my thought process behind reshaping the team. The first thing was, look, we were a 4 seed in the West last year. We weren't like a 67 win team that should have won the finals and got knocked out, got upset in the second round of the playoffs. Like, we were underdogs and we got swept, we got embarrassed by the Oklahoma City Thunder for the second straight year. There was no way I was going to bring that group back. The changes had to be made. Guys didn't show up in the playoffs. Guys underperformed. They couldn't live up to their roles. And obviously changes had to be made. And Ben McLemore, I get that he's progressing. He's young. Same thing with Kanter and even Vucevic. But I'm trying to win now, guys. I'm not trying to win for the next 5 years. I'm trying to win this year. And you know what? Maybe I expended our future a little bit too much. But hey, I think we can win the championship this year. Look at Iguodala. He's got 10 points already. He's got 10 of our first 13 points. People still upset about that move? Really? Look, he's about to get an assist. No, he's not. We need Paul George. Anyway. So yeah, and a lot of people were talking about, the contracts and, and like how he was rated. I mean, I think Kanter was only 2 overall points, like less than Hibbert and all that. And it goes beyond basketball sometimes, guys. I mean, it's just it went beyond stats and putting even necessarily putting the most talented group on the floor, because one, I think we do have a very talented group, but two, I think we have 5 guys that really play well together. I mean, we have our offensive minded point guard in Steph Curry, but we have a ball handler in Iguodala. So if Steph Curry isn't really distributing one day, well, Iguodala can distribute pretty well too. Him and Paul George are one of the two of the best perimeter defenders in the NBA. We got Roy Hibbert, one of the best defensive centers in the NBA, and Derek Favors a great shot blocker. So not only do we have great defense, we have Steph Curry, a guy who can put up 20 a night. Paul George and Iggy can get us 15. Hibbert can get us 10 to 12. Favors can get us, Favors got 17 last year. I don't expect him to get that much this year. Maybe if we get 15. And we get scoring off the bench. I don't know why you guys, I love this team. And yeah, it just sometimes it goes past statistics. And as Isaiah Thomas once so famously said, it's hard not to be selfish. The art of winning is complicated by statistics, which for us becomes money. Well, you got to fight that. Find a way around it, and I think we have. He was referring to, I believe that quote was from the middle of the 1989 season, when he was about to embark on his first championship as a Detroit Piston. I believe that would have been, yeah, that was his first in 89, because he got knocked out in 87 and 88, even though could have won in 88, whatever. Anyway, and yeah, it's just, and there's another great example of a midseason deal on that 89 team when they traded Adrian Dantley for Mark Aguirre, and Mark Aguirre was a downgrade. Mark Aguirre was much worse than Adrian Dantley. Dantley was a guy who could put up a ton of points, and the thing behind that was up-and-comer Dennis Rodman had played himself into more minutes. He had played himself into some extra minutes, and Dantley wasn't willing to give him up. He was being selfish, honestly. I'm not gonna back away. I mean, he's being selfish. He was, he was thinking about himself over the team. So what they do, they downgraded to a guy like Aguirre who would be willing to give up minutes to Dennis Rodman. And the Dantley-Rodman combo averaged 26 points and 11 rebounds. The Aguirre-Rodman combo averaged 18 points and 14 rebounds per game. So Rodman went from 20 minutes in the playoffs in 88 to 24 in 89, and the Pistons ended up winning a championship. They downgraded midseason. They got a worse player in Mark Aguirre, and they went on to win the championship, something they hadn't done in the past 2 years. And Adrian Dantley has never won a basketball title. He's never won an NBA Finals. It's those type of players that you want to build your team around. And I think that we have 5 guys that are going to play together. They are going to win together because they're all 5 established players. All 5 of these players, except for Derek Favors, have had playoff experience. They've come up big. And I don't see, I love this team. I don't know what's wrong with it. I mean, I think as we go further into the season, it's going to be our bench. We might have to upgrade a little bit. We don't have too many trade assets. Zach Randolph has been decent. I got to find out how to use him a little bit better. And we'll see what happens with that. And yeah, I mean, I don't know. I like the moves I made. I understand that I gave up some youth for some kind of win now type of talent. But that's really the thought process behind my mind, or the thought process that went through my mind when acquiring these guys. Anyway, Steph Curry, we're going to hit a lot of threes this game. First of all, I should probably talk about that too. I hit a lot of threes this game. People are probably going to kill me in the comments for that because people always like to say I'm a three-point cheeser because I take like 20 threes a game, which is like not that much. I mean, it's probably above average, but it's not like a ton. Anyway, Steph Curry is going to go off this third quarter. He's going to hit a ton of threes, so I'm just warning you guys right now. He's going to back away. He's going to step back from Tony Parker, pull up, and Steph Curry with that quick release is going to put it in. Even though his release isn't incredibly quick in 2K, it's I don't know, it's decently quick. Anyway, going a little behind the back, half spin, backs off, pulls up again, and Steph Curry sometimes is just unfreaking stoppable. Tony Parker, or not Tony Parker. I guess Tony Parker's their backup point guard. I was wrong, so they do have Tony Parker. But anyway, Kyle Lowry just could not handle him, and neither could Tony Parker. Courtney Lee, though, with an and one. That was nice to see out of Courtney Lee. He really had a disappointing season in Boston this past year. Now they have Leon Curry, but Lee can't do anything to get around that screen. And Steph Curry hits the crazy fading 3. He gets another one. We're up by 6 at this point. Paul George now on the drive. He's going to step back a little bit, and he's going to pull up. He had some space. And, yeah, like I said, I am shooting a lot of threes at this point. But, you know, my 3 wing players, really, their offensive games, all 3 of them have a three-point shot in their game. I know Iggy and Paul George prefer to drive a little bit, but they do have high three-point ratings in this game, so I'm obviously going to take advantage of that. And Steph Curry is probably the best three-point shooter in the NBA. I would tend to agree with that. I'm a Steph Curry fan. I mean, I'm a big Warriors fan. He's my favorite player. So, yeah, I'm obviously probably a little bit biased there, but either way. Anyway, we're getting an offensive rebound here with Derek Favors, and Favors puts it up and in. He has 8 and 5. I'm sure Favors is going to kind of become the 4th or 5th option on this offense, but I still expect him to contribute on the defensive end and on the boards, and I think he can do that. He's a pretty good offensive rebounder, very athletic down low, so I'm sure we can take advantage of that. Steph Curry, once again, this guy is unstoppable. He has 17 second-half points on 5 threes. And Mr. Third Quarter, as they dubbed him in the playoffs, and another one right here. He's going to actually miss this one, but Favors on the boards. Out to Quinn Cook, and Quinn Cook was very surprising today. He hit 4 threes of his own. He has 12 points and I believe 3 assists. So Quinn Cook was really big off the bench for us. I had actually played a couple games with this team before recording this one, and I did, yeah, like I said, I noticed that lack of bench scoring, but Quinn Cook, he really stepped up this game. He has a nice, easy stroke. I sent him to the perimeter shooting camp in the offseason, and his three-pointing is about up to an 80, I believe, so I don't know, really good. Steph Curry on the finger roll. He's got 21 points now after only having 2 in the first half. Crazy, crazy game. Anyway, yeah, here's Tony Parker. He's bringing it up. He is still on the team. He has Iggy on him, but he's going to blow right by him because I was like, that was confusion in transition defense. It happens all the time. Anyway, we're trying to milk some clock, though. We're up by 9. We're calling a screen from Hibbert. I'm getting into the lane. Hibbert's up, down, low. And I really like Roy Hibbert. Hibbert's very good defensively, but he also has post proficiency for his signature skill. So he's really good in the post. Only problem with him is he gets very tired. His stamina is very low. And that's alright, though, because our 6th man is a guy like Zach Randolph. So a lot of the time we'll move Favors to the 5. Bring in Randolph, and you know, kind of makes up for the lack of playing time we get from Hibbert. And we also have Omer Ashik, who I've been really happy with. He was the 3rd leading rebounder in the NBA this past season in the association. So, and I think, who's it? Hibbert was 2nd. So we have 2 of the top 3 rebounders in the NBA. And Ashik, you know, he could start. So I mean, you know, if even if Zebo wasn't working out or something, you know, Ashik can always spot Hibbert some minutes. But Gerald Green for 3 right there. Gerald Green, obviously, he's not really the Gerald Green that I'm sure everyone kind of thinks of when they think of 2K, because he has declined a little bit. But anyway, we would wind down the clock, and we're going to end up winning this game. So we move to 8 and 4, and a very good start for the Jazz. I'm trying to avoid that slow start that we had last year. I would like to avoid that. That'd be ideal, because if you guys remember last year, we kind of got behind early. We were kind of we weren't even in the playoff picture for the first few months of the year. Creep back up until the 8th, 7th seed, and eventually got all the way up to 4th, or yeah, we got up to 4th. So anyway, Steph Curry is your player of the game. He really went off. I'm getting pretty good with Steph Curry. Shot's not too hard, and I've used him before because I use the Warriors online sometimes. Just favorite team and all that. Anyway, I really like Steph Curry. I like his signature skills too, so I'm really excited about him really being a #1 option on offense. And I think he is leading our team with 21.5 points per game so far. So really satisfied with how he's done, and you really saw it in the game. And he's going up against a pretty good perimeter defender and Courtney Lee from time to time. But really, he did have a defensive mismatch. Kyle Lowry and Tony Parker aren't the best on defense. And he ended up with 9 assists too, which is always impressive. Even though Curry is a scorer first, he can pass the ball around. He has really good court vision. And yeah, so anyway, we beat them 114-100, beating them in a lot of the team categories, as you can see on your screen right now. We shot 55%. We were 15 of 33 from 3. So yes, that is a little bit cheesy. That's like Nick status. But anyway, I'll try to cut down on those from the next episode. You don't need to leave a hateful comment in the comments. It's fine. Anyway, that's pretty much going to wrap up this video. So I thank you guys for watching. Hope you did enjoy. And as always, I'm out. Peace.